Fellas, man, what's popping, fellas, man?
Let's go with you three. It's been a minute, man.
It's been a minute, man. But let's get these. Let's talk some battle rap, man. Philadelphia TBL takeover Philadelphia. It's been a while, one fellas. December 6th.
Yeah.
Let me ask you brothers a question, man. How excited are you guys for this weekend? I'm excited, fellas. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm excited.
No, I think that the promotion, which is going to be a huge hot button discussion for this card, the promotion on Cassidy's end has really amplified the card tremendously. I think that I'll be the first to say I wasn't that invested in Eazy and Cassidy. I thought there was other matchups out there, and on top of that, like I just wasn't really interested in a Cassidy battle again. But to be fair, I've never seen Cassidy with this much tenacity with the promotion. Like he promos, you know what I'm saying? And he usually is just there to sell the fight, but there's an extra level of energy behind this level of promotion. And then outside of that, right, there's like really, really high quality matchups on this card that I'm very interested in investing in. I think there's people trying to round out their year perfectly in the month of December, which is known to kind of be like this surge that people do before going into the following year. But honestly, I think that we only really have like these two major events to close out the year, Philadelphia and then the outside card that was just announced. So I think it's going to be all eyes on this.
That's
exactly right. And I think there's going to be all eyes on these events, you know what I'm saying, which then places a lot more pressure on the cards and a lot more pressure on the people to perform at a high level.
How you feeling, Simone?
Oh, no, listen, Philadelphia has been when Cassidy and Eazy got announced, like I'm not a fan of Cassidy battles. The product it puts out, I'm not sure if I will be here on December 6th either. But he gets booked for this promotional value that he has. But I'll tell you what, this shit he's doing right now is so good that it's making some people believers for real. And, every time the promo kind of does, but this time around, like he's built it up like he's got really tough angles already, like hard to question. We're trying to find the answers right now. He's running around with the whole Pottsville pigeon thing. Like he's already, some people are saying it feels like he's already winning going in. Like that's the level of promo he's given. He's got to do it in the ring. That's the other half of the equation. But I must say, he's a moneymaker, man. Like he's one of the few people that brings like profit, if not like high levels of profit to the culture. And it's because of this work right here. So I wanted, as much as whatever happens in the ring, you really got to respect this because this does push the culture forward. Like people, whether you want to agree or not.
Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. 3 events because the Trenches are also having their event in Philly as well too, and like I'm very invested in one of those matchups on that card too. So, but yeah, 3 events to kind of close out the year, and I feel like all of them are going to equally get a certain level of attention. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it looks like.
All right, let's get into these matches, man. K Walker versus E-xcel. Obviously, E-xcel, I mean, he's found a home, I feel. Him and Elijah Stray, I feel. And Chirac, in my opinion, the New Englanders have found a home here in TBL, right? Listen, obviously, K Walker's from Philly, home cooking and stuff like that. Is he going to have pandering bars? Probably. To me, fellas, it goes like this for me. Is K Walker going to win in the building? Or E-xcel going to win on camera? And I think that's going to be for me to tailor the tape. With that being said, I want to go E-xcel 2-1, man. Okay, Walker, I know you're going to kill me. You feel you from Philly. I should be picking you to win this battle. But I'm going E-xcel 2-1, man. 2-1 edge.
I mean, to be fair, to give a fair assessment, I mean, I was in the building watching him, like, when he went against Riggs on the first ever Trenches card, right? And I was expecting him to maybe potentially get a clear win because like the momentum he had, him being in Philly, so on and so forth. But I think that when it comes to being consistent throughout like all 3 rounds, and I know E-xcel kind of stumbles here and there, but in terms of like the quality of material along with like just the quality of just putting rounds together, I just feel like E-xcel's a little bit more structured. I feel like it might be a situation where K Walker might have the round of the battle, but E-xcel probably takes the other 2 rounds. And that's kind of my assessment on the battle. So I also have E-xcel 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if K Walker has like the round of the battle just because of his ability to kind of like when he's on, he can create moments, but I just feel like E-xcel is just bar for bar wise.
E-xcel's a better rapper than K Walker, respectfully.
Yeah.
I'm trying to shit on K Walker.
It's kind of funny because I think 2 things for me are true in this situation. I do think E-xcel overall is like the better battle rapper. But I do think that this is very situational. Like it is K Walker in Philly, and I'm giving a lot of credence to Pennsylvania representatives. You know what I'm saying? Because some guys over there, like a Bill or a Real Deal, that should still be getting like PA love. But it's also a heavy Philly card. Like it is the Philly card. So I've seen K Walker have performances like a him versus a show off. You know what I'm saying? Or a him versus a Riggs, where in the right setting at home, he actually does get crazy. And I think that he can produce more energy than E-xcel, who I think has some of the inconsistencies that Lang even hinted at throughout his 3 rounds. So I'm going K Walker 2-1.
Okay.
But 3, it could be like you said, K Walker wins in the building, and E-xcel is probably going to have better material if you like on the wittiness scale and all that, and people give it to him on camera. But it's a toss-up battle, but I'm going Walker.
Lang, let me ask you a question, Small. Both of you brothers a question. Because this battle is probably going to set the night off, right? Is it going to be hard for E-xcel? Because we all know, fellas, we've been in the building of battles. That first battle of the night, as fans, we lit, we crazy. Motherfuckers can say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we doing Arsenio Hall, like crazy and shit like that. Is it going to work for K Walker, though? Being that he's the first Philly cat on deck. Is he able to, you know what I'm saying? Is that another reason?
No, he'll be the first to really get to like the Philly references and for it to land 100%. And on top of that, I feel like when you go to a city, even if you have like a multitude of events that occur, it's something about like the different demographic or the different audience you take with different leagues, right? So like remember when they used to say like when URL went to Philly, that was different than when Battle Academy went there or when another event went there. So I do feel like even though like a lot of Philly references are going to be stuff we heard before, there's going to be a whole different crop of people that maybe haven't even been to an event before that they'll be looking forward to it. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if K Walker, like I said, takes the first round off of just spamming the Philly references and just get into it out the gate. But I'm just comfortable with E-xcel taking the last 2 though.
All right, fellas. Next battle, Frozenberg versus Chilla Jones. Off rip, shout out to Jay Black. Phenomenal face-off, sir, that you conducted for TBL. Give my man Jay Black his flowers.
He did a few good face-offs.
Great. Dope. All the face-offs he had.
And hosted Eazy versus Cassidy. Look where that
Absolutely. Great job from Jay Black, man. You know what I mean? All right, fellas, this is how I feel about this battle. I'm going to get straight to it, man. And Froze kind of hinted on this. And when I spoke to Chilla Jones, I was making joke references in a sense. I'm like, I got Froze beating you. But I really got Frozenberg beating Chilla Jones. It's not even because of the PA thing. Dog, I just don't feel Chilla Jones cares about battle rap. I just feel he cares about being behind the scenes, building up TBL, building up WTBL and everything like that. And certain things, Frozenberg, in my opinion, fellas, I don't know how you felt. I thought he clearly won that face-off. And everything like that, right? That's the reason why I'm picking.
A lot of people feel differently. I'm not saying I'm mad at you because it's different interpretation, but I see like a lot of the people I talk to, and even you look at like the comments, I feel like a lot of people gave Chilla a lot of credence in that face-off. But they approached it. I like the shit Froze was talking. I'm with you. I wouldn't know. I don't know if he outright won it, but I thought he had a good stance on some of those points. So.
Yeah, I would say Froze for sure had the spicier one-liners, but like you could tell that like Chilla was kind of being like trying to probe at certain things, whether it be like, oh, you were the face of RBE, so why did you try to go like it was like a couple of times. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably my first time doing this on PSA Hip Hop, but PSA Reloaded, I should say. I got Rosenberg too. I mean, I feel like we know Chilla's your guy. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Like of what you just mentioned, I would say the motivation factor, right? Like I also just the on both ends, right? Because I feel like Rosenberg actually feel like slighted by what Chilla said, because it was thousands of people watching that panel. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a crazy shot that he threw at him. Like I still thought that was kind of crazy, but that part of it too, and on top of that, running an event along with having to battle someone that's like really aiming to like take your head off is very hard to do. I mean, obviously, I feel like Chilla's the better rapper and an overall better battler, but the thing about Rosenberg is that like his style can resonate with that Philly audience, right? Like he's straight to it, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, heavy pandering bars. We know just the energy, just the way he's able to talk to his opponent, right? Like I feel like Chilla is sometimes prone to people that just talk straight to his character or whatever. And like if you notice that those are the people that kind of get, whether it's like even though I hadn't beaten this person, whether it's like a Gichigati or even like the way that Vixen was able to beat him, it was kind of like not even like really going bar for bar, but just like, just probing at his character a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, and on top of that, I haven't really seen a very enthused Chilla in quite some time. Like I want to say since Klutz, like the O-Red battle, it seemed like he was in cruise control. Even the Aver battle. Now, granted, he had stuff going on, and my condolences for that. But for the most part, I just haven't really seen like a fully locked in Chilla for a very long time. So I got Rosenberg 2-1. Wouldn't be surprised if Chilla won. But this form of Chilla could very well lose to Rosenberg, clearly. So
would you have said, Smoke, before you go, would you have said that 4 years ago, Lang, the last bar you said?
Well, Chilla was motivated 4 years ago.
Okay.
Chilla wasn't trying to craft a platform that is trying to take over battle rap. That's a whole different type of like energy and level of attention that you're placing in. He was strictly a battler. So obviously 4 years ago probably would have been a different conversation.
Got you.
Yeah, and I feel the same way as y'all. And this is one of those situations where it's like you asking would I feel the same way 4 years ago? Like obviously, like no, like fuck no. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about a guy that they even mentioned the face-off and Froze gave respect to, champion on multiple different leagues. Like in his prime, he was competing at like the highest levels and maybe levels that Froze wasn't always at. But for this matchup, Rosenberg, I feel like, has so many things going in his favor. Like, obviously, he's at home, and his particular style is very representative of the city that he's from. So they're going to absolutely love it. And he said it best in the face-off. I got just more motivation for this than you. Like, you threw a shot at me for no real reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, super downplayed me on the panel. I forgot the exact term he used in the face-off, but he basically said, I just want this shit more than you. Like, the matchup does more for him. So many different reasons, and Chilla's got to play host that night as well. So I got Froze 2-1, man.
Wow.
The only thing I will say real quick is that like if Chilla wanted to, he for sure can get into the like little Broin bag if he wanted to. Like I booked you to commentate, and I also booked you to battle in the same night. Like, but I don't think Chilla's going to take that route. Honestly, I think he's just going to battle straight up. That would be a great. That would be a great.
Do we all agree that Chilla is like the better talent of the two at his best?
Yes, absolutely.
Like I think if it was Chilla at his best, like we'd have Chilla. So leave that door open where even if Chilla's 80%, or if he locks in the way he did versus Rex or something like that, like even to that level, that could give Rosenberg a problem. But we all also share the same points. That's why we all got Froze. So
right. Yeah, I got Froze and shit like that. But Froze did say something interesting on Champion. He goes, the schemes don't win the battle. I'm only trying to put it out there. Like schemes has won his brother a lot of battles. Froze, respectfully, schemes have won his brother a lot of battles. But I think we're all going Frozenberg, man. O-Red versus Sheed happens. I kind of like this battle. I gotta be honest, man.
It's a good drink.
O-Red, I'm not the biggest O-Red fan, right? To be honest, but I would say this.
I forgot
watching him live, no Smoke, Lang.
It was what you and Black be arguing about.
It's a little different, though, Smoke. Don't kill your brother, man. It's a little different, though. You know what I'm saying? I like this battle a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. I like O-Red versus Sheet Happens. I think it's gonna be a very, very dope battle. I look at Sheet Happens, right? He's one of the few guys that I interviewed this year. I remember early in the year, by January time. I think he was battling Jay the Nightwing at the time, and he was letting me know that. Last year, he didn't like his last year. Last year, he didn't like his battle career at all and everything like that, right? This year's more focused and shit like that, right? I'm going to go Sheed 2-1 Edge, though. Edge.
Apparently, you've seen O-Red live and do enough. I mean, no. I honestly, honestly, I do feel like she started off the year very, very strong. He's taken a couple of dips since then. Yeah. But I still feel like overall this year is much better than last year. The only two things I remember from him last year is the Bill. It was who did he battle last year? I don't even remember on the top of my head. I'm usually good with stuff like that. But that tells you how much better this year is in comparison to last year. But I do like the matchup. I do like the fact that they're both really, really good rappers, right? Sheed has like these unorthodox pockets that he gets into, and then when O-Red is in his bag with the powerful projection and delivery and bringing the bars back, like it's fun to watch. I'm going O-Red 2-1 off of the simple fact that I feel like he's just had he's been on a better run or has like a better stride of momentum. I really haven't had him losing a battle in a little bit of time. Now, granted, his production has not been the same
Right.
The past couple of years, but against Hustle, phenomenal. Low key on the watch back had him kind of clearly winning that battle, right? I already mentioned I had him beating Chilla last year. I haven't really walked away from O-Red performance thinking that he just kind of melded in. And I feel like he has respect for Sheed too. I feel like he's in a mode now where he's taking people that he respects, and I feel like he's gonna take this battle 2-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sheed does pull up the upset. But I wouldn't even call it an upset. But I wouldn't be surprised if he wins the battle off of just wanting to beat a top caliber MC in O-Red. But I'm just comfortable with what O-Red we've been seeing the past couple of battles.
Though. But like, what about Sheed winning off animation and energy?
That could lose people, honestly. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I think he has a very polarizing style. I do feel like he can captivate an audience when it's like tamed correctly, right? But I've also seen it like kind of first off, throw off his momentum, and also kind of like he loses the audience here and there. I feel like O-Red kind of has that similar thing, but the key thing here is I feel like, and I'm kind of interested how it looks, but I think the audience, right? So when O-Red is kind of in like a pit style, where he can just rap straight through, and he's probably the most dangerous battler in like those type of environments. Okay. So I think that this environment favors O-Red a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, just to talk setting real quick. I think they said elevated pit, which I'd assume is similar to what Bags and Bodies did with Power Move. Okay. I had to assume. Do we know how many people are supposed to be in this building per se?
I don't want to throw a number about this. I can't gonna lie to you.
You don't want to, Len? You got any idea, man? You think a few hundred, right?
Yeah, I feel
Cassidy's in the building. Let's say there's 300 people in that building. Let's just take it. Let's just like forever.
All right.
Or maybe even like the same environment as Civil War 3. Because O-Red's still different,
Right, and I even think a few more, but we're just guessing. That's a problem for O-Red. That's a humongous problem for O-Red, and that's just be a problem no matter. If this is in a smaller room, if this is in the URLs like Orlando Studio or something like that, O-Red is a problem. Look at what he did with Miss Hustle in the rematch. Like he showed proper small room setting, but that's kind of the thing with O-Red. And there is literally a chance. You talk about animation losing the people with Sheed. What if O-Red loses his voice? Like the more people in the building, like this isn't like who he is as a talent. He is a killer in a certain environment. It is much harder for him when there's people in the room. That's just what the evidence says. So with that being said, Sheed has been like asking heavily for a bigger stage look throughout his battles. If you listen, give me a big stage. I want a big stage. This isn't like per se 1,000-person room, but this is the Cassidy card, and you have a good matchup versus a top tier. I think she takes this clear. I think 2-1, and it could even be a 3-0.
Oh, you going dirty ball? My man Smoke say he might be a 3-0.
I think she might even have more motivation. O-Red can write with him on any day, but the more people in the room, it's going to take more than that.
Wow. Great point, though, brother. Great point. Next battle, fellas. I like a battle that no one's speaking about, man. And I'm very interested in this battle, especially for two of these individuals. One of them because they've been campaigning hard for themselves for Cody Talk. Real Deal versus Chef Trez. Now, Real Deal, we know he's not from Philadelphia. He's from the Pittsburgh area, right?
PA, Pennsylvania representing. That's why I said it. For people like him, that's a Pennsylvania representative.
Right. Exactly, man. I like this battle a lot, man. Fellas, listen, I'm going Chef Trez, but I'm not saying on my chest out and everything like that. You know what I mean? I would say this, though. If Real Deal beats Chef Trez, he's one of him and about two other cats that we're going to talk about that I'm really going to be paying attention to see what they're going to do in this event because of the coding implications. And with fellas like yourselves, where you guys are going to have them when you guys doing it for the panel at the end of the year and shit like this, right? I just can't go against Chef Trez, though, Lang and Smoke. I can't, bro. I fucks with Real Deal. I don't know how y'all feel about I had Real Deal beating Twerk. I don't know how people feel about that, but I thought Real Deal.
I ain't gonna lie. I had Twerk edge in the battle, but a lot of people got Real Deal. I'd say the majority got Real Deal for real.
And everything. And I'm happy for guys like Real Deal who's been in for so long and having a phenomenal year. I love seeing guys like that been in for a long time. But I gotta go Trez, though, Lang and Smoke. I got Trez 2-1, man.
Yeah, it's very hard to go against Trez. I mean, first off, let's clap it up for Trez for having his career renaissance. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, when they first get that first buzz or first runs and it falls off after a while, it's kind of hard to regather that energy or regather that motivation. Ever since Chef Trez came back to URL, this guy has been nothing short of greatness. Like, I'm talking about from the authentic battle on, he's been phenomenal. Like this
Right.
probably, I don't even know. I would have to really do like the history, but like this is easily one of my favorite 3-year runs I've seen from a battler in quite some time. And like it's tangible achievements because I mean he ranked top 3. It's for 2023. He ranked top 5 just last year. This year, just going off of just projections, he very well could be top 10 to top 5 once again. This guy is nothing short of great when it comes to just consistently delivering great material, the rebuttaling, and just being, in my opinion, I think he's become very versatile,
and beating a lot of legends though on a low,
and beating a lot of people too. And another thing I would say is that, like, again, I feel like if he does come in a situation where a battle is debatable, or even he does lose the battle, typically it's like a really great version of his opponent. Like, he's not losing to run of the mill people or people that just gave like a subpar effort.
Right.
Like I honestly think the Luke Castro we faced this year is probably one of my favorite Luke Castros I've seen in quite some time. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of praise I can give Chef Trez, but there's also a lot of praise I can give Real Deal too. Another guy I feel like kind of lost his momentum a little bit after kind of relinquishing the King of the Dot title. I thought it took him a bit to kind of regather his steps, but last year and this year he's just been on a killing spree as well too. Yeah. So special shout out to those two. In terms of who I have as a winner, again, it's very, very hard for me to go against Trez. And like to beat Trez, you really got to go in there and beat Trez. I've been saying this for like 2 years now. Like, you have to be lights out to beat him because he's going to be lights out. Like, his material is going to be A1. He's going to rebuttal, and on top of that, like he is just very resourceful as a battler. Real Deal is too, though, because there's times where I felt like he was outmatched in the battle, and then he gives you a performance against Miss Hustle, and then he gives you a performance against Twerk. So I wouldn't be surprised if Real Deal wins because he's just as a resourceful battler as Chef Trez, but I'm just going Chef Trez 2-1 off of just current form.
Smoke, before you go, Lang and Smoke, and I have a feeling that I'm not even breaking news when I say this, right? I just feel Chef Trez, one of them 3 of them things is going to shake the fucking building. I think he's going to have a Philly reference in one of them bars that's going to go crazy. It wouldn't shock me at all if Chef Trez leaves the night like, wow, Trez is wilding and shit, though. But I agree with everything that Lang just said. That's Smoke.
Yeah. 3, I think you said it best when you started talking about the battle. Like, it's nothing. Real Deal, phenomenal year. I'll say pretty confidently I think he's going to go down as having at the least a top 10 year for champion of the year. Like, I think there's like certain things he stamped. We talk about the Twerk battle. We can talk about the JC battle. Very good battle with JC that you can debate. He won absolutely earlier before that. Then he's got the Miss Hustle battle, which granted I got him losing clear, but I think he was fire.
He was good. He was dope in Hustle back. He lost, but he was dope though. Yeah, he was dope.
That's what I'm saying. So, but with that being said, I just believe too much in Chef Trez. I'm going to talk about a guy that's consistently top 3, top 4, and like his work shows it. John, Twerk, the Fonz, like he beat like. Here's what Chef Trez has been doing 3-4 years. He's one of the best in the world. He's stamped. So I'm not betting against him in almost any situation. So I got Chef Trez 2-1 in a fire battle.
Lang and Smoke, let me ask your brothers a question then. So boom, we all picking Chef Trez, right? We just said also, Smoke, to what you said, that really you still have Real Deal in your top 10. If Real Deal wins this battle, obviously you can't say that now. We're playing semantics game here, right? Boom. How much does he move up though if he beats Chef Trez though from 8, 9, 10?
It's about the conversations it puts in it, because then you got to think like Trez have another crazy year. So let's say hypothetically Trez above him. Well, then that easily you could start to argue that, right? And then maybe someone else takes a L. Like that. You can't really say because it's comparisons. Like, he doesn't just because they're gonna battle too. So it don't just mean they drop. But it's one of those. That's a huge argument. If he beats Chef Trez, that's about as hard of a win if he did it clear as you're finding in battle rap. Who's beating Chef Trez clear? Like, you really put your mind to it the last few years, it's not really happening.
Slim and none. Next battle, I got this as probably the second best face-off of the year for me, or third, top 3, I would say. Eazy. I got Eazy, Hitman. You go Mook and Hitman, and you can say this one also. Bill Collector versus Snake I shout out to Jay Black again. This is a fucking. I don't watch his face up at least 3-4 times by now, man.
Yo, by the way, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds.
Yeah, you good. Where do we start, Lang? I'm invested now. I don't know if I was invested before.
Yeah,
I'm more invested now, brother, because of the face-off.
Yeah.
How Black conducted everything like this.
Yeah.
Bill Collect on my show. He's turning himself in a month and change or whatever. I got Bill collected 2-1, bro. Listen, Snake, I know you're gonna see this and go crazy. I can't. I gotta go with Bill Collector. Something he told me very interesting. He said, "I'm trying to go out with a bang. I think this is probably gonna be his last big battle before he turns himself in." Right?
Yeah.
I had Snake Eyes beating T-Rex, edging the battle. Some people told me Kickbox 3. We're not trying to hear that. But I gotta see Snake Eyes. I gotta go Bill Collector, man. I was in the building for Bill Collector Hansel, man. And Bill Collector was on one. Now, Bill Collector's been up and down. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call it what it is. But I think he's getting his groove back and everything like that. And I'm going Bill Collector 2-1.
You know, it's a blessing and a curse that Snake Eyes is very good at getting under people's skin, because it's a blessing because he ends up getting the battles that he wants and he gets the best version. He gets the best version of the battles, but the curse is he gets the best version of the battlers. Like, that's the curse part. And I feel like when you get the best version of Bill Collector, this guy is sensational. You know, I feel like the Hansel battle kind of shows you, and that's the thing. Like, he'll have these moments where like it's like he's having up and down year, but it only takes one performance for him to get back into swing. Like, I feel like the Bad News performance from like back into 2023 was like one of those examples. Like, he was kind of off the grid for a little bit, came back with the Bad News performance and showed you why he was ranking high amongst the elites.
Right.
And I feel like the best version of Bill Collector does beat the best version of Snake Eyes. And considering I do feel like Snake Eyes, after kind of amplifying the battle with the face-off, will get the best version of Bill Collector, especially with the other things that he mentioned outside of the battle, the ramifications of that, and wanting to end with the bang. I got Bill Collector 2-1, but in a very good battle. I obviously think that Snake is going to always put up a fight and, have a good performance, but I just think that the best version of Bill Collector is just very, very hard to beat, especially as a PA representative. So,
Before I have the Smo, when I watch Smo's blogs and shit, it's something Smo always says about Snake Eyes, and it's true though, man. And Snake Eyes, I don't know if you know this, but it's true. Dudes don't want to lose to you, bro. Smo be talking about that shit all the time. Dudes do not want to lose to Snake Eyes, and it's the truth, and it's a gift and a curse. And credit to Snake Eyes, shit, you know what I'm saying? Dudes just don't want to lose him. You know what I'm saying? But again, Smo, I always hear you say that, man. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and that's a big reason I don't got to win in this battle either. To be perfectly honest with you, but I think it's going to be another good battle. You know what I'll say about Snake, and the reason that I think Snake is having a good 2025 is that win or lose. And I do have him on the losing side more times than not. Even this year, he's got some good wins in there too, but he has good battles, man. Him versus Tex, very good battle. Him versus Nitty, good battle. Him versus Rex, very good battle. You know what I'm saying? And even in his losses, there's some, to a Capo or a real name Brandon, there's some value in that because he's a name that people are watching. And more times than not, he's having good.
Smo, that real name Brandon battle was bad though, Smo. That was bad though, Smo. Real name Brandon.
Yo, I'm here to say though, even within that, like usually a real name Brandon battle is where I kind of gotta agree with Snake. Like, if somebody battles real name Brandon, that shit come and go. Like, let's call it what it is. But with Snake, we really, and listen, I'm part of it. Like, I've made my jokes about it too, but that's the truth of the matter, bro. Like, he gets put under a microscope. That's the shit he talks. I'm not saying it's not self-inflicted, but there's a certain amount of impact that comes battle to battle, and there's been consistency. So I say that to say I think that this could be a dark horse contender for battle of the night. I think it's going to be a very, very, very good battle, man. I think you're going to get a Bill Collector who seems to be in a strange headspace, and more power to him. I know he's got a lot coming up, you know what I'm saying, he's speaking about. But he is the type to just, in the middle of all that, give this fucking immaculate 3-round performance versus Snake Eyes, pretty much at home for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically at home for him. So I'm still going Bill Collector 2-1. But this is one where I could see it being a good battle, man. I can see it being. I got Bill clear because I just think that the headspace he's in is on a whole different, and what he can do at his best, I think he's better. But I have very good feelings. I liked it the most on the Trenches card, and now that they rebooked it, it's not like my favorite battle, but it's still in that top 3 or 4.
Next battle, Charlie Clips versus Vixen, the assassin. Let me just say that I got Vixen winning the battle, man. But I'm not gonna say it with my chest out because this guy Charlie Clips, for whatever reason, this brother finds a way for some people to say he might have won the battle or it's debatable and anything like that. I hate to be this guy. I don't think he's gonna be prepared, but his freestyles and the Philly references, if there's one dude who I know is gonna have Philly references, is Charlie Clips. For real. But listen, Vixen just battled. Who she just battled recently? She battled Danny Myers.
Danny
right?
Myers. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that battle? I had Vixen winning that battle. I don't know if you guys saw that battle.
I haven't seen it. Did they drop it?
Yeah. No, it was streaming live on YouTube.
I didn't watch it live. I didn't watch it when it was streaming, and all I got was people saying she won, and she was kind of kicking Danny out. But keep it real, that's what people was telling me. Yeah. But I never. Then it wasn't there, and I don't know if they were supposed to drop it somewhere or what the deal is. But I didn't catch it live, so I don't know if I even can. But that's what I heard.
We all cover battle rap here, and we all know Vixen's schedule, right? So she has Danny Myers, Charlie Clips, and Arsenal. So if that sister's able to pass Charlie Clips and be 2-0 and everything like that, I smell Wody. Wody's around the corner.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I think two things. One, I think she's going to win Wody. I'm not gonna say positive because who knows what could happen at the end, but like even with an L, all the other top girls have taken L's and they don't really got the performances Vixen's got this year versus a twerk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think none of the ladies got something that matches that for me personally. So I'm already confident. But she should beat Clips and Arsenal. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not going into it like, oh, she 100 to Clips or Arsenal. Like, she should win both of these battles, and I'm confident that she's going to be honest with you. But she's gonna start with Clips, and we know what this is gonna be. She just can't let him ruin the footage or try to play into the jokiness too much that now it's cringy because now you're on his level in the witty improv.
She's gonna fall into the trap though, Small. I told her that. She's gonna fall for the trap.
She really need to go in there, even if it makes for a weird battle with not a ton of replay value. She should go in there like she did for these other guys and just bomb for 3 rounds. Like 3 rounds of angle punching and bombing. And the crowd might not even fuck with it because Clips could take him out of it, whatever. But you need to just rap. Like, don't get caught up in the bullshit. Like, if you rap your shit, he's probably not going to take it as serious and you're going to win clear. So just focus on that. I feel like people play into the game too much thinking, oh, we're going to be in on the joke together. And this is how that whole effect of like, oh, well, Clips kind of, you know, they didn't take it that serious. And you know what I'm saying? So I hope that I think she's going to win the battle clear. I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be great.
What up, Lane?
Vixen 2-1.
I ain't gonna lie, that 2-1 was real 3-0-ish. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. The way you said the 2-1 had a lot of 30 energy to it.
Yeah, it's like, there's no enthusiasm. There's no enthusiasm in his brother's voice.
I mean, you know what's crazy? I actually tried to give Clips a chance when I watched him versus Shuni. Right. And honestly, he wasn't terrible against Shuni, but you could just tell that it's just like a shell of himself. And at this point, you're talking about the shell of himself in Charlie Clips versus Vixen, who's trying to stamp herself as another person to win Wody twice. I don't think there's a discussion here. I will say, though, the only way that Vixen doesn't win Wody is if she does take like a damaging loss to a Clips or to an Arsenal to close out the year, because I think that the only blemish that I have on her this year is, I wouldn't even call it a blemish. I thought her and Av was a good battle, but I did have Av kind of clearly win that. And like Smo mentioned,
that's a good battle, but I agree. Av won that battle clear. So
right. So
she cursed me out, fellas, for that. She cursed me out behind the scenes. Okay, I got it.
No, and it's like us out too. I'm with all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think she's still great in the battle when she's in the lead.
Right. And for me personally, like Smo mentioned, it's like every major lady has taken a loss, a clear one at that too, whether it be a Coffee, if I have her losing to A-Ward and also have her losing to Official, even though it's incomplete. Obviously, Jazz has the Arsenal one. Miss Hustle has the T-Top one, right? Mm-hmm. So if she's able to kind of like clean through this last 3 matchups, I don't see a reason why there's even a discussion of who's the Wody. But I got Vixen 2-1. There's nothing really to discuss in that regard.
Smo, I'm going to pass the rock to you on this battle right here, brother. Rum Nitty versus Loso.
Oh man, obviously this is one of my favorite battles. The card. No, I do think that this is one of the better matchups on the card just because of the momentum they both have this year. And I think specifically for Loso, he's pretty consistently for, he obviously got the Rock battle, but for a long time, and even to now, he's called out Nitty. Like, he's another, I know K-Shine is kind of the battle that he wants, like end game type of battle, which I think is a pretty cool pick. We'll see if he ever gets that. But Nitty's one of the battles up there. And that also makes one of the best matchups because I think Nitty's going to take the matchup very serious. And Loso's had a year that I know a lot of people are extremely high on. And I know at times, like, a point, it's not as clean with no blemishes like some people make it out to be, but it's still one of the best years of 2025. Like, it's undeniable. When he started adding the names on, he got the pass win. He gets the Suge win. I know he got the Clips win, but we kind of already discussed why that can be finicky. Like, so, but Nitty's one of those where Nitty's also having a really great 2025. There's probably 2 guys in the top 10 to keep it, you know what I'm saying, that we're talking about. So, and it's his toughest challenge yet. So if Loso saved and got his best, like, J2 level material or his best material of the year for this battle, it could really stamp, like, the full run and probably the best year of his career. And with that being said, I think it's me one of the best battles of the night, but I'm going Rum Nitty 2-1. And a big reason is just because he doesn't really have any battles around, does he? And this is a big card. He's probably got a top 3 or 4 battle on the flyer. You know what I'm saying? He's probably like one of on the undercard. He's one of the more main attractions. There's going to be some pressure on him on a big card like this to perform. And I think that he's been wanting to battle in Philly for a minute. He battled News in Philly. He was really good in that battle, which you wouldn't necessarily expect from the matchup, but I think he likes the energy out there. And, if I'm expecting them both at their best, which I kind of am somewhere around there, I'm just going to go with someone who I think their peak is higher. But I think this battle's got a lot of stakes, to be honest with you, but at least in my opinion. So I like it. I like it a
lot. Before I head it to you, Elaine, here's the thing with Loso for me. I mean, he's another brother that he feels, I feel him and Real Deal feel they should be in high contention for Cody, right? Whether that's true or not, whatever. Boom.
Why did they say something?
Huh?
Like, I don't know.
I gotta go Rum Nitty 2-1, man. I gotta go Rum Nitty 2-1, man. And I just feel if this is his farewell tour going into next year and everything like that, man. I love you, my dude, but this is Rum Nitty, man. It's hard for me to go against Rum Nitty going into battles. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I got with Rum Nitty at times, he does do the shotgun show thing where I'm saying in the sense of short rounds at times and shit like that. But they be impactful and shit like that. And I'm expecting this brother to have a name flip that we've never heard before. Every time this man battles, he says a bar where I'm saying it like, holy mother of God. And Loso, I know you're on a run right now. I gotta go Rum Nitty, man. It's almost like the Chef Trez Real Deal thing. It's hard for me to go against Chef Trez.
Right. Even though we talked about the specifics of Loso and Real Deal. Yeah, we all did. And how we are still high on it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I could see a world where they give very good performances where I'm not even really critical of them in the battle for real. But if I just had to pick a winner, it's about who they're standing in front of, who's also extremely formidable. But if Loso wins, like,
that's big though, bro. That's
the biggest win of his career. I'll say it right there. Like, this would be the biggest win of his career.
We gotta see how the impact go, but that's a good take.
I would say in terms of the stakes of the battle, the timing of the battle, the stature of the opponent, I feel like this not the same as because I feel like another big moment he had was the twerk battle, and we kind of know how that played out, right? A person that he kind of was shooting at for a period of time. This Nitty battle is kind of in that similar vein, maybe not with as much animosity, but in terms of the anticipation and the demand he had for the battle. I mean, I gotta talk about 2 streaks here, right? Or track records, I should say. Nitty's track record on TBL. And also Nitty's track record against the Horsemen. Saga, great performance. That's what I'm saying. Saga, great performance. Elijah Straight, really good performance. Even A-Ward, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? So so I mean, again, I do think that motivation does play a factor. I do feel like we sometimes see an 80%, 70% Nitty. I don't foresee him getting an 80%, 70% Nitty, but I do foresee it being a situation where Loso's going to be really good, Nitty's going to be really good. But the issue is usually when Nitty is the best version of himself, he usually has round of the battle, performance of the night, so on and so forth. So I'm going Nitty 2-1, but this is very similar to Trez and Real Deal in terms of just shifting the narrative of a person's year with a monumental win, like beating Rum Nitty on a major card in Philly.
Am I out of pocket, Lang and Smo? if I say Nitty, can he get a gentleman's? Is that, am I being disrespectful by saying that?
Not
I mean,
a pocket.
it's possible because he's done it to higher stature talents, but it's always, I mean, like, I think it's highly unlikely considering how good Loso's been.
Loso,
Yeah.
that's my guy.
You know,
Loso,
if it was last year, I'm gonna keep it real. If it was last year, Loso took this many battles. And the reason it didn't get noise is because he was fucking up in half the battles, which like makes sense. Like it's extremely tough to do back to back and be clean. Even this year, like the fact he's barely had any stumbles or just a battle or two.
Battles, man, this year, man.
Out of 25 battles, 1 or 2 being like a fuck up, it is what it is. But you know, last year, it's a very good take. This year, with how locked in he is, I can't see a world where Loso doesn't at least get around. If not two. I think it's a tough call. So
yeah.
Okay. Potential battle of the night.
Yeah, I think it's another one of those that'll probably be one of the more talked about battles of the night, just off of the competitive nature of the battle.
Okay.
Maybe this or maybe
the next one.
That might be my top 2. It might be Bill and Snake or Nitty and Loso. I think one of those 2 will be the best battles on the card.
Or could it be this one, Small? About to pass you the rocket. Could it be this one? A Ward versus Jay the Nightwing. I fucking love this battle. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think as much, and I loved it on Exodus, and I think we might have even talked about dumb predictions. So it's like anything I said there carries over. But obviously, this is another one with like Nitty and Loso and like Real Deal and Chef Trez, 2 of maybe the top 10. Like we're really looking at the best of the best here. We're looking at 2 of the better years. I mean, really better. And in these 2's case, 2 of the better years in battle rap. So, and obviously the matchup's good. Even though Jay is like extremely pen heavy, like I think he's a pen before he is anything else, but there's more to his style than that, you know, and he's the ability to joke a little, like he's multifaceted, you know, laid back in delivery, but multifaceted. And then Ward is Ward, like it's self-explanatory. I don't know how I feel about the battle getting moved around. Maybe like now it's in Philly. Kind of got to adapt to different situations. Maybe I'm a little bit more confident in Ward to do that. Like whatever city, whatever situation, like I think him being such a good rebuttaler is kind of indicative of like his whole style. Like he does go, the perks of battling 30 times a year, even if some people criticize it or don't like it, is you get used to all these different cities. I don't know how many times he's battled in Philly, but I feel he's battled in Philly probably more than Jay the Nightwing.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more than Jay the Nightwing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is one of those situations where Jay is also just getting used to real limelight cards perennially. And I know they liked his material in the building at Nome. I know we didn't really like the battle. So there is a little disconnect there, but he's still kind of, I'm not going to say learning when he's already such a great talent, but he kind of is like.
He did say that today to me, what you said right now. He did say that he's still adapting and he's tired of the narrative that he can't rock certain crowds, certain cities and everything like that.
And I think he can. Like, I think a lot of our like favorites, like it took them a couple times. A lot of guys got smacked up their first time on a New York big stage or one of their first few times on a New York big stage. Almost all the greats, to keep it real with you. That's how you learn. And clearly Jay's got this talent. And I don't think his performance was just irredeemable versus Nitty at all. Like, I think it was just solid. I might have had high expectations, but I think he could be just solid here. And then that's really going to be the difference because Ward's all the way locked in. So I'm going more confidently A Ward 2-1. I used to have it as battle of the night on the Exodus card. You know how I felt about it. I was right there with you, but something about it moving around, I got more confidence in Ward with a battle that's kind of like, some guys can lose motivation right in the second time, shit like that. Ward's not one of those, bro.
I told Jay, before you go, I told Jay, I said, Jay, I don't want to Rum Nitty 2.5, please, man, because I have high expectations for you and Nitty, and I do have high expectations. Smoke kind of shot me down. My expectations kind of went down. Listen,
I mean, no, but at the same time, Jay the Nightwing, think about this. Jay the Nightwing got him versus Ill Will and him versus Sheed this year, 2 of the best battles. And then A Ward versus JC was this year. Another one of the best. So, like, these guys also just produce really good fucking battles. So, you know, I don't want to downplay it too much. I just confident Ward.
Yeah, I got A Ward 2-1. I think for sure he's going to win in the building live. I feel like Jay does have this rewind and find style. I just recently rewatched him versus Ill Will, and I'm just like, man, like, damn, like he's just the way every line connects. Like, honestly, I would go on record saying I feel like he has the best material out of any battler this year. I would go on record saying that. I feel like across all the battles, in terms of like just pure material. I feel like he has the best material out of anyone this year.
That's a strong. I mean,
I mean,
that's fair considering the
I
year.
ain't mad at that though.
Yeah, it's one of those I'm not mad at, but it's just kind of crazy to hear out loud. He might have wrote the best raps of 2025.
Yeah, I strongly feel that way. I mean, and then it shows in like the top notch battles he had. Now, granted, the next battle, that's the blemish of the year. That's the one we're just like, man, like where'd that come from? But outside of that, we're talking about him versus Sheed was amazing. Him versus Ill Will was amazing. Him versus Rock is like another really good battle that we were looking forward to. That I thought that he delivered in as well too. But I just feel like A Ward, again, another resourceful battler, just knows how to create moments, knows how to is also very versatile too, whether it comes to breaking down your style or breaking down your opponent and stuff like that. Just very captivating. I got A Ward 2-1. Wouldn't be surprised if Jay wins, because Jay is very, very, very special when it comes to crafting concept rounds too. I just don't know how palatable that will be for the Philly audience, so we'll see. But I got A Ward 2-1 in a good battle.
I thought Jay the Nightwing was doing a phenomenal job. And I spoke to him fellas about it today also. I thought the only clear loss he had this year was against NXT. You know what I mean? And he spoke about the mishaps in that battle and stuff like that, right? Obviously, this battle is also for Cody implications, in my opinion, because A Ward is having a phenomenal year, man. I just think A Ward does a little bit more than Jay the Nightwing, but something that one of you brothers said, rewind, find more to find. And I think that's the thing with Jay the Nightwing. A Ward's going to win in the building, I believe, strongly believe that.
But
we spin the block back and we all recap battles here. Shit, when we put pen to paper and gotta listen to this shit that fucking Jay the Nightwing is lacing down on these shits, man. It's gonna be one of those and shit like that. And I'm really hoping this battle's fire, man. I'll be disappointed if this battle's not like that though. But I'm going A Ward 2-1 across the board. I'm with you guys also. Next battle, let's go here. Reed Dollaz versus Cortez.
Another battle that I actually kind of grown to like a little bit more. Now, granted, I will say this though, Reed hasn't been the best version of himself the past few battles. It's kind of been sad to watch, but for some reason in the face-off, and I usually don't let face-offs fully change my perception of a battle, but for some reason in the face-off, he did seem very enthused about battling Cortez. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, they both are really like great rappers, like in terms of just like the multi-syllabics, the pockets that they get into, and like the delivery. Obviously, Reed's from Philly, and so he's going to have a little bit of it's going to be amplified in that regard. And obviously, Cortez, I think his style kind of meshes with Philly pretty well too. This could very well end up being a really good battle. Honestly, I think that if Reed, and honestly, when I rewatched him versus Sharon, I didn't think he was that bad. Now, granted, he wasn't the cleanest, but I still felt like there were pockets where you could see like, okay, this is the Reed that we need to get consistently. And just the way that he spoke about Cortez and the way that Cortez spoke about him, I feel like there's a mutual respect there. So I'm expecting this battle to actually be pretty solid. I still got Cortez 2-1 though, like the current form. Another guy that I feel like has had a major bounce back year. He kind of spoke openly about just wanting to, showcase right, like his rebirth, as he mentioned, or whatever. Like I honestly don't have him with a bad performance this year.
At all.
The only loss I haven't really taken is like the Av battle, and even in that battle on the rewatch, I think he was terrible. I just thought the Av was just much better. But from the King battle to the Pain battle to the Ill Will battle, like he's just been consistently producing at a pretty good level. So, and I think this is a plate that he's won it for years. So with that, I got Cortez 2-1. I'm gonna say Cortez 2-1. I was gonna say 2-1 clear, but I'm gonna say Cortez 2-1.
I'll say it for you, brother. I got Cortez 2-1. Reed Dollaz, I don't trust you. You might be the most popular. Can you say he's the most popular? Is he most popular than Cassidy in this card? You guys feel?
The second most popular?
Yeah. Who's the most popular PA guy? Or is it Cassidy?
Yeah, if you going by like legend, it would go Cass 1 obviously, and then we'll Reed 2 if we're talking on some PA Philly hierarchy, like all time shit. If that's what we get into.
Reed, you can't choke at the crib, brother. I mean, that's just gonna be nasty work. That's gonna be nasty. The whole world is watching. All eyes on you, motherfuckers, this goddamn weekend. I got Cortez, man. Reed, you gotta show me something, man. I know Lang spoke about the face off. I get it and shit like that. And I'm pretty sure you're motivated because it's all PA card in Philly at the crib and everything like that. But I'm going Cortez, man. 2-1 clear, possible 30. It could be a 30. But I'm gonna give Reed. I know Reed's your favorite. I know what you love, Reed Smoke. But I got Cortez.
I know. And listen. But one thing also about fandom is like a
Yes.
little bit of acceptance. At the end of the day, whether Reed's choking or not choking, if I get some visions of Reed in there doing his shit, I'm cool. Like that's so I'm beyond like, oh, I'm gonna fight for he's gonna win this one. This is the one he's not gonna choke in his last like 7 of 8 battles he's choked, but he's gonna lock in for Cortez. Like, I'm not gonna get all the way in that bag. I do think Reed's gonna have moments. I could even see him having a powerful first round. But Reed Dollaz,
I can see that too.
In and out of Philly, has just had issues getting clean raps out. And even sometimes when he does get the rap, like he doesn't always write the best shit. You can Reed as a battler, you can so tell the difference when he cares and doesn't care. I mean, like, there's a lot that you can, but it's beyond the choking. Like, he'll rap some bullshit. Like, it just is what it is. So I could see a world, listen, him and Eazy has been brought up a lot lately, and that's an example of him going to Philly and like really being good. A lot of people all of a sudden got Reed winning that battle. I remember how y'all was talking at the time, and I still have Eazy winning the battle. It is what it is. It is what it is. But people didn't even want to give Reed credit at the time. Even though I had Eazy, people didn't even, Reed just got smoked, whatever, and they were talking crazy. At the same time, the Tay-Rock battle happened in Philly. That was a bad look. And even if you want to go back to the last Cassidy card in Philly, Reed battled on that card versus K-Shine, and he choked. And he kind of got whooped on in that battle, too. So Cortez has been battling real good this year, man. And I just think he's going to be a little bit more put together. I think he's going to be locked in because there is danger battling Reed in Philly. Yes,
it is. There is. He's another one, though. He's another one small in terms of like shit happens at the beginning of the year. He had a situation with his family things and his son and everything like that. And he said he's focused this year and everything like that. And like you guys broke it down, man, so well. Cortez having a dope year, man. Is he top 10? On top of it, is he top 10 for you guys? Off top of your head right now?
I don't know. I think it's some. I mean, listen, depending on how we beat Reed, who knows? Because there's always could be some value on beating Reed in Philly. Doesn't matter, whatever. How many times he lost there, like. There's always danger. So we'll see. I don't know. I can't flat out say he would be. Right. I don't even know about but he's having a really, really good year. But hey, man, if Reed comes out there and he's vintage and wins the battle, I'm gonna be happy as fuck. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. I'm gonna say I'm sorry, General. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. So we'll see. I wouldn't.
All right, fellas. Main event: Cassidy versus Eazy the Block Captain. Lang, what we doing? Let's go.
Oh man, I haven't changed my prediction, but I will say I'm curious as to how Eazy is going to approach the battle now. Like, what is he going to do? Is he going to be like fully defensive and not attack? Does he have something up his sleeve? Like, I think the tactics that Cassidy has brought before the battle is making us question what Eazy's going to do. And for me personally, I don't. Any analyst, like, I don't know how you can formally say that you have Cassidy winning the battle outside of just believing that you think Cassidy's going to deliver these crazy angles and topics that he's presented in his media run. If you have strong belief that he's going to cater that and structure that in a great way across 3 rounds, then I'm not mad at you. But that's my thing. It's like it's something about Cass, man. I feel like if he just knew how to, I think you said this on the interview, if he just knew how to rap some of this stuff that he says in the face-off and some of the things that he say, like when he's just regularly talking, he would be a lot.
That Eminem shit is fire. What? That shit is great.
And the guy is hysterical. He's a great character. I just wish that he knew how to. I just wish he knew how to like fine tune that in a battle format. That's the thing that's always an issue. Is just how he can put that in a battle format. And I still am not sold on him doing that. So I still have Eazy 2-1. I know his whole thing is going to be he painted a beautiful narrative saying, hey, this is someone that's real versus the Pottsville pigeon. Like I understand it. I get it 100%. But at the end of the day, it's a battle, right? It's about how you present your topics. It's about how you make us look at a battler and also bringing good raps is very important too.
Yes.
So, and as a person that is very, very adamant about not having one syllable rhyming, I would hope that he's also very adamant about not bringing outdated material to the battle. I think that's just as important as
Facts.
not rhyming one syllable.
From the 70s, you rap it like you would the
like, but yeah, I got Eazy 2-1. But my thing is though, is if Cassidy's able to just take all the stuff that he's been talking about for the past week or so, put it in a battle format, like even if it's like similar to what he did against Hitman in the first round, but just a little bit, because I feel like the Hitman part, it was only a segment that was good. And he was able to carry that momentum through the battle. But if he's able to like do that for a battle stretch and kind of use that weapon of what's the phrase I'm looking for? Stripping Eazy of his powers out the gate and then kind of making it like a different battle and making like Eazy more on the defensive as opposed to attacking. I think there's a route, but we just haven't seen an example where, Cassidy has like had a performance where he's solid all 3 rounds. So with that, I got Eazy 2-1 clearly.
What you got, Smoke?
Yeah, well, we all know how I feel about Cassidy battles, man. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I got Cassidy losing this battle by a lot. I'm going Eazy 3-0. Still going Eazy 3-0. I actually do think there is a chance, similar to how he did versus Hitman, because here's the thing, I never have had Cassidy beating Hitman, but
Me neither.
I do have him taking the first round. His first round versus Hitman, trending towards good. Like, I don't know about just flat out call it good, but I think it was decent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put the moments, he did the Spalding, they blow it out of proportion, but the shit was fire. It was a good bar. You know what I'm saying? So there's some moments like that, and with these angles, and that is the one interesting part of this, is he's never battled someone that he has this much to talk about. I mean, pick an angle with Eazy, pick a lie, pick anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a million things to go at the guy about, and he's doing that fully in this promo run. I mean, he laid like 2 verses on The Way I Am. I mean, he smoked her with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, Smoke. I'm gonna cut your wisdom. Should he still use that?
Honestly, because there's going to be a lot of people that have seen the face-offs and shit, but there's people that won't even tune into a Cassidy battle until they hear the night of. Oh, yo, the Cassidy battle. There's a Cassidy battle. Fuck it, you want to buy it? Like, fuck it, why not? Let's just watch that shit tonight. And it probably will go over. Funny, I don't know if I would use the exact same shit in the battle, but it just goes to show. And obviously, we know who he is as an artist. Like, there's really no question in, like, if the man can rap or anything like that. And especially, like, I don't know what the block is from every other way that he represents himself, and then, like, the shit that he writes for the stage. I don't get it, because there's a lot to like about, like he's clearly witty. Like, even the way he's going about all this is, like, very in-depth. Like, it would almost appear like he'd probably be a good angler if he's up there. But I don't know. Like, I just don't have any faith in him to go up there and like execute that shit coherently. You feel what I'm saying? So it's one of those where I think Eazy is also going to be locked in. It's going to be a really good Eazy. Everything is here. He's got damaging angles. He's a legend from the city. There's so many ways for him to do this, but I watch him versus Arsenal in Philly, bro.
That was rough.
And and the craziest thing is, like, we all, like, obviously we know how he was in the battle, but Arsenal was not good at all.
Good though. He wasn't good.
No, like, Arsenal, and he won, but he was like bad.
65%. Also 65%. Let's keep it real. 65%.
Out of all the opponents, if I didn't know how Cassidy performed and you showed me all the opponents he had, the one I think he'd be most likely like have the stylist, I thought he could have beat Arse, to keep it real with you. Like, I even thought going into the battle I was like, yo, he could win this battle. I didn't think it was impossible. So we'll see, man. I just think Eazy's more equipped for this, but everything's there where if Cassidy is randomly good, I don't know what I'll do. If Cassidy go up there and rap like 3 good ass rounds, I don't know.
Let's do.
I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'll give my praises, but I'm broke. Like, anything can happen in battle rap, bro. If that's what happens. That's how.
You know, you and I. If I text you, Lang, and we're 3 of us texting each other, Cassidy 1-0.
Cassidy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna text one of y'all and be like, it's happening. Like it's the day of reckoning. And
so Cassidy's up 2-0. Obviously, 2-0, he wins the battle, right? Obviously,
if you go up 2-0, he's winning.
What are we talking? What are we doing here?
He's winning 3-0 if he goes up 2-0. I'll tell you that. Eazy's not fighting back. If it got to that
lie. Eazy cannot lose to Cassidy, bro. He just can't.
Oh my god,
he cannot lose. Like, bro, like, 'cause here's the thing. Here's one thing I'll say about Eazy.
Going through, the fact
that's what I'm saying.
If he lose, dog, oh my.
Like, it's so much that it will
Tackle hip hop. It's a tackle hip hop.
Oh my god, not what Kubo D and Busy B envisioned for the game.
Division.
It's not.
Nah, here's the thing. Like, I feel like there's so much stuff that is going on. Like, there's still like major matchups outside of Cassidy that can still take place. So I think that just opens up a can of worms in itself, right? But I'm also thinking that from the standpoint of like, this guy Eazy gets like backlash, ridicule for anything. But if you formally lose clearly to Cassidy, that probably you will never be able to live that down. Like, you just won't. Like, it just you just won't. And I think he understands that. Hence the reason why he hasn't been doing a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. But I still got Eazy though. We still have to see Cassidy put it together.
Angle. But here's my thing, right? Because I think this angle he's got is perfect.
Okay.
Like, this is, you couldn't ask if you drew it up like the situation for Cassidy, you couldn't ask for a better angle.
Mook could be like this right now. Do the Birdman rubber.
Are you kidding me? But like, like, he's really like, that's him in the yearbook. Like, this is shit. Like, this is real shit that we're witnessing. You know what I'm saying? So, and the only reason, because I think, like, for real, like me, I don't really give a fuck where you're from, to keep it real with you. But
Absolutely.
and I know in a different time of battle rap, like, but even now, repping, like, this is a regional sport. Like, people are very prideful of where they come from for obviously a litany of different reasons. And he's waved the flag so hard and kind of outlived this angle on some other occasions. Like, Calico did a real good rendition of it.
First round was phenomenal. Calico's first round
winning shit. But the fact that it's still going on and now all this shit is coming out, like, you really couldn't ask from a Philly legend to say that he's false claiming Philly. Like, you couldn't have drawn it up better. But I remember, and this is a very a lot of the paperwork angles, obviously live and in person, they go on to obviously win the battle, but they're not executed well. But I'll give you one is I remember, and this is King of the Dot, a lot of people may not know about, just after an Arcane, when Arcane got his bars wrote for him.
Wow.
The title match.
Disaster had, literally had all the proof. The rhymes you're rapping right now are not yours. And he fucked the whole shit up. A judge battle. So I've seen people with bulletproof angles lose. So that's but
well, Cassidy, Cassidy, I hope you understand this though. All three of us are saying you have everything at your disposal, but we don't believe you. You need more people, and we don't trust you, sir. We just don't trust you to execute this shit at all. And that's very bad. Another battle rap movie like the John T-Top Mook, they had this shit everything. I have mad confidence in them and everything like this. I would say this about Eazy the Block Captain though. I'm expecting him to do a better job than Goods, Austin, or Hitman. That ain't saying much. We'll take it for what it's worth. I'm expecting that, right?
The other two, no. But I feel like Goods always got too much hate. I thought Goods, I thought that's a very good Goods.
I really enjoyed Goods' first 2 rounds against him for sure. But I'm not. But here's the thing: even though I have Eazy winning, I'm not fully confident he'll be the best out of them guys. Just because when Eazy gets rattled, it really does affect his delivery. It affects like when he gets rattled, really there's battles where there's animosity and aggression, but when he really feels away or when you really get under his skin, it really does throw off a couple of things.
That's such a good point.
It really does. And here's the thing. Again,
really good.
There's people that do better when they're pissed off, and then there's people that because Eazy's a strategist. But when you start to probe at him a little bit, even because you mentioned the Calico battle, he ended up winning the battle. Yes. But I do feel like he was slightly rattled after that first round. You could tell in the energy that he had in the battle that he was
Calico first round was the best round of the battle. Let's keep it.
Calico got busy. That was one of the few battles during that run I predicted Eazy to lose going in. I thought Cal had the answer, and he had it in the first. Then he was talking about Free R. Kelly. I don't know why he did that, but he had a great first though. Before it got to that, he was cooking.
Because here's my thing: Eazy can still win the battle off of just being just a better battler, right. But I can't see a world where he gets rattled and it becomes a yelling match and talking in between rounds, and then all of a sudden it becomes a cringe fest, But
that's how he that's how he could lose if he crumbles, which will make the angles look realer, and maybe they are, and this, what I'm saying, all those. That's really what could that could hurt. I don't see it happening, but I think that's a fantastic point. That could determine the battle.
It's a very good point about Lang, and I want to piggyback on what Lang said again now. So, Lang, let me ask y'all this. If Eazy gets booed by the crowd and they're not really feeling him and everything, like Cassidy's able to snatch the crowd from him and he loses the first round where the crowd is not really rocking with him, do y'all foresee that Eazy is going to crumble after that? Or obviously he's going to fight through it. Do we trust him with the fight?
Well, I think there was like, so when in preparation for like doing the prediction, I rewatched him versus Suge, and truthfully, I don't like how people try to like shift it to where Eazy was getting kind of like he was fighting the crowd the whole battle when that wasn't the case. In fact, the first round they're actually rocking with his material. He was actually getting a great deal of reaction. But as soon as like the tide starts to turn, you can kind of tell that again, like he was getting flustered a little bit. Now, granted, I had him taking the second round, so obviously he wasn't flustered to the point where he couldn't compete. But again, like when it comes to having resolve, or when it comes to just being able to battle adversity, I do feel like Eazy can kind of like, I wouldn't say crumble, but like he for sure kind of like has a dip in like that intensity that he usually has. Like certain mistakes that he usually wouldn't make, he makes in those type of battles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
should Eazy stay away from like Smoke attacking Philly? Should he stay away from trying to attack Philly and how the fuck y'all ain't riding with me?
Did he attack Philly on that stage? Man, it's gonna be a night. Oh my god, might be the best blog I ever posted, man. We are eating that day, man, because that would
my god,
that's one of the worst decisions I could think of.
Stay away from that. Stay away from that.
For you. I don't know why. Like that's not. I think that would be poor. And I don't think I do think he is also one of the most intelligent battle rappers we have in terms of like his strategy and planning within the battle.
Yeah.
But I think, and I want to what Lang said, because with him losing his composure, possibly I've compared him to some guys in the past. I know we've talked with Hitman and Surf. And I've talked like one similarity the three of them got, because I do think that they all, those two guys are on different levels of star power, obviously, all time. But I think their approach to the game, battle to battle, focusing on the schedule and shit like that, is similar. And the thing is that they didn't take losses, and they don't take losses very well. And I feel like Eazy's one of those, like when Hitman's losing on stage, you be knowing. Like when he was battling Mook, you could see the confidence kind of like not. And with Surf, like you'll see him literally just not rap third round. You know what I mean? Like so we see the difference. And Eazy's one of those guys that if he was to go down 1-0, because granted, I think Cass got the first versus, and I think he beat Diz, by the way. So I think Cass does have a win and has gotten around in the game. Right. If he does something like if his first ends up being good and he has the crowd early versus Eazy,
right?
That's a hard, like, do I see Eazy, if that already happened, do I see Eazy coming back in the second and the third? Right. That's a tall task, man. Really? Like a lot of my theory is based off of, I just don't think Cass will really have a well put together round. But if he comes out the gate with a good first and snatches the crowd, can Eazy snatch the crowd back from Cassidy? I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. If we got to that situation, I don't know if it could be like undone at that point. So.
Okay, is Cassidy showing his hand too much, fellas? He's showing too much before the battle?
I mean, sometimes you can show your hand and it can still work. You know what I'm saying? Like if you rap it correctly.
No one says that language you said though. No one ever says.
Like, you can literally show them what you're gonna say and what you're gonna do, and it can still work. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you just approach it correctly. And sometimes, even though it's not always fair, sometimes the messenger does matter too. Like sometimes who it's coming from does play a role in terms of how it's received.
I agree.
So. And then optics play a role too. Like I like this. It's everything about this rollout that Cassidy's done has been very strategic. From the trenches fallout, mentioning Tex and Muwap, mentioning like former affiliates that Eazy's had has been at odds with. And one thing he said is that like he's very privy to information that we just don't know or don't have full wherewithal about.
Right.
Like as much as we think that Cassidy is like out of touch with what goes on in culture, he's actually like when it comes to Eazy, at least he's very well in tune with what's going on with Eazy from back then. So yeah, but
all right. Fellas, man, it's gonna be a great weekend of battle rap and anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be lit and anything, man. So shout out to y'all brothers and stuff like that.